We've got romance written on our hearts, etched on our foreheads.
Growing up, my aspiration was to own a Ferrari dealership. The idea was I would write a series of romance novels, Danielle Steele-style romance novels, sell millions of copies, and use that capital to fund my dealership. Now at the time, most of my friends wanted to be doctors or ballerinas, but I just really wanted to own a Ferrari. Over the holidays and at the dinner table, my family would think this was hilarious, but I think it was a pretty good indication that I was going to go down my own path, branch off, and do my own thing.
And we had places on our dancing shoes. I felt much more than just a spark to a few.
Being the youngest of 3 sisters, I was forced at a very young age into becoming a natural negotiator. I had to fight for bathroom time, I had to fight for the car, I was always third in line for that. And the joke was that I would be a lawyer because I would always talk my way out of trouble. Now my sisters would set me up knowing this, so they'd create these plans, I would execute them, and I'd often get in a lot of heat, but they always knew that I'd be able to talk my way out of it. It wasn't a huge surprise to my family that I decided to do something different than them.
Your heart go free, climb the wall for you. You said you'd make time for me.
When I started in real estate, I had just turned 25, and it was really important for me to choose an office that was social. I think it's invaluable to have a good connection with the people you work with, and it was the only brokerage that I actually ended up interviewing with. It's known as a younger and more aggressive group, and it made my decision really easy. It all made sense. They also have a great admin staff, and I always have a ton of support.
Crease the sheets in my bed. Oh, you had on a t-shirt saying I heard in my seat.
My mom knew I was going to be a real estate agent before the idea even popped into my mind, because we used to, on weekends, go to our open houses. So she's always been really interested in what's going on in the market. You know, she could tell you what sold on our street, what year, why they sold, how much, that sort of thing. So I kind of grew up with hearing about that, and it was always something we talked about. I have a really honest and down-to-earth approach to dealing with my clients. I'm with them during an intensely emotional period, and it's one of the biggest investments they'll ever make in their life. And it's the moments in between the negotiations and the paperwork where the best connections are made, and where I can honestly say that I've made really good friends. To have grown up in the city where I now live, so I'm familiar with it and I'm comfortable with it. And whether you're new to the city or whether you've lived here all along, I think my goal as a realtor is to give people the experience that I've had growing up and the experience that I have right now. I really like selling houses, and I really like buying houses with my clients. And I may never own a Ferrari or a Ferrari dealership, but I think at the end of the day, the high is the same, and I get a lot of happiness when I know that I've done a good job for people.